Yeah, I think the article that I'm most proud of is my paper on the impact of the European carbon market on low carbon innovation, joined with my co-author Raphael Kalel from Georgetown University, because it's probably the most impactful paper I wrote. And what I'm particularly proud of is that it had an impact both in academia and in policy. So the method has been used by other researchers to look at other outcomes or other policies like the Chinese carbon markets. I even heard the paper is being used by colleagues for PhD or master classes, which obviously is a fantastic recognition. And the paper was also very useful for policymakers to show the impact that environmental regulation has on green innovation. And given the time it takes to write a paper like this, it being useful both for academics and policymakers is everything you can dream of, basically. So I was actually asked to give a talk last summer at the University of Ottawa on research avenues on my field of research, and it made me realize, perhaps depressingly so, given that I've been working on this for 10 years, that we actually still know very little about the impact of environmental policy on innovation. I mean, we know the basics, but we still know little about impact throughout the supply chain, for example, about knowledge spillovers to and from clean technologies, about crowding out effect on non-clean innovation, about the impact of clean innovation on firms' competitiveness. And we also know very little about which policies work in practice and in which contexts. When do market instruments work best? When is command and control regulation required? What is the best policy mix in terms of technology push and demand pool policies? So these are just a few thoughts, but certainly enough to keep me busy for a few more years.